Mesa so mamatie fo nyina akwa abasronko pa. Na ebusha for ene ye woto e wo parliament. Penny never shade e wo parliament house. Me jedi se wontimi nko ho enti na mafa to me ho so oba fefe. Me kwa akofa emu nsem e dia bro. Aha, e yo de mu TV. Ba sure so be subscribe, like, comment e wo your comment section. We so click on the notification button for more news update. Na ebusha for last minute show down akwakopimu e wo parliament house. Sisi a me no wo kase. Na fight we between Mr. President Nana Addo oni Okudzeto Ablakwa. Ebisha for a member of parliament for North Tongunsu edino style bebo ni biano obehun edin sa pepepe. Ebisha for fight kitwa because of one particular sentence Mr. President Emeki our parliament house. Or say we are not broke. Ghana is not broke. God damn it, Ghana is not broke. I'm so fun. Yanka say Mr. President say Ghana we are not broke. It's a more nice you know, more nice. We are not broke. A bit of top Wall Street. 1,000. 100,000 plus near tree. Yeah, coming to tell me that we are broke. How do you mean that we are broke? And no, and Okudzeto Ablakwa ese ontiase. Debi Ghana ye hot tree. That statement no kwana yankasa ye Mr. President Emeki and also ontiase. Enomu and yankasa ye Speaker of Parliament Mr. Alban Bagbin eko kan say me say it is true. Se sebi o point of view no be there enye pa and say de nipa no e kanu wetin anase or you wrong they be interesa ono so atina se wahwehwe mehu say indeed and I say a fact say I was say yankasa your president e can say Ghana we are not broke because ye ho train or no akasa Mr. Alban Bagbin no we hu bi just a wati bi we hye bi wa ken bi ahye Ghana for ye ho train we are perfectly okay. We are perfectly okay. In Ghana, we are not broke. Kano na tese yenko tie woto na ekoso e wo parliament house no embrasisia. Ansa na no mesro ani dem official pa. From me as a Christmas gift or and I say a New Year gift. Subscribe mame, like, comment or your comment section. We so click on the notification button for more news updates. Ye channel no. Yenko tie embrasisia. Medasi.
Of his great work in the chamber of this house. Then, as students, we sat at the gallery to observe and to take inspiration from him. Mr. Speaker, through resilience, through firmness of conviction, he tried over and over again and made it to the presidency. Mr. Speaker, today he has fulfilled a constitutional obligation to boldly deliver for Hansa his records in office for the 8 years. Mr. Speaker, it may be that for some political expedients, we may not appreciate what he has done for this country. But, Mr. Speaker, history, in its fair judgment, will state that there came an Akufo-Addo whose record in the educational sector of our country was unmatched and unequaled. Mr. Speaker, this is a man who is never afraid of challenges that confront him.
Honorable members, please, silence. Let's listen to the majority leader. Please.
Mr. Speaker, he has given us data, which data tells us the record he came to meet and the record he's leaving us with. Mr. Speaker, the Agenda 111 ambitious policy to revive our health sector and to provide for the needs, the health needs of the many vulnerable communities, Mr. Speaker, which is also unmatched, is there for all of us to see. Mr. Speaker, above all, this president and his government have demonstrated that they have what it takes to keep our country safe all around us. And by virtue of my being a member of the ECOWAS Parliament, I am able to say on authority the challenges our West African neighbors face in terms of security. This country is safe and secure, and it is a haven for many West Africans who would want to invest in our country. This is a country we must be proud of. Mr. President, your country is proud of you. Democracy has experienced its best under your leadership. Today, we are being told that there's a new hope. That's no problem. It is supposed to be so. But soon, we will see the true colors of the umbrella. Yeah. So, Mr. Speaker, I would want to say to my colleagues that you are yet to take over. We would be watching you for the next 4 years. And if indeed you have transformed, we will see with our naked eyes. This is a government that came into office and faced major challenge which confronted the world all over, but demonstrated resilience. This is a government that ensured that in spite of the COVID, all government sector workers were paid. This is a government that kept the lights on. This is a government that ensured that over 5.7 million Ghanaians had access to education. And Mr. Speaker, I would want to relate to this issue of free SHS. It took the grace of God for me to complete secondary education because my mom could not afford, my stepdad could not afford. It took the grace of God. And I know there were many Ghanaians who could not afford free SHS and because could not afford secondary education and had to stay at home. We know in our communities today, all those who could not get free SHS benefited from it when Akufo-Addo assumed office. Mr. Speaker, TVET was also implemented for those who are placed at the lowest ebb of fortune's wheel to also get advantage of getting technical education. This is it. This is the record that Nana Addo Akufo-Addo is leaving us with. Mr. Speaker, posterity will be the utmost judge. And I repeat, soon and very soon, the Ghanaian people will see the true colors of this umbrella. I rest my case. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
No, the first nafi yakwa Enra Wamra, the finance minister, Ebomoding at the mini budget no at the Tujanum, saying were presenting any enyema eko home say already ebe corner for yakwa kohwe eho ensem na yakano ene anopay medican at the breakdown at the abremo said the TSA say 68.13 billion Ghana cedis and in the first quarter of 2025 Ghana ebe here na afi yede abo omai ho ebra na de ewo enso eno enti yɛbɛhwɛ ɛho ensɛm enso ɛwɔ ha na yɛdi enkomo ɛde afa ho medikai ɛde twitwa ma mesan ensi so bio na afei yahwɛ sɛ finance minister deɛ no ayɛ ready na afei yaka ho ensem ɛwɔ ha mini budget say ɛna ɛteɛ 2.3 billion Ghana cedis ɛna ne arrears for clearance ɛno ɛwɔ hɔ yɛde ɛho ensem no bɛba afei the government also allocated 2.34 billion in the 2024 mini budget for arrears clearance ɛno ɛbɛ settle outstanding financial obligations now assign at the confidence abaye contractor from mo eye adwuma contractor hodo any suppliers ahodo trainees ahodo any womo enko ne bane nyina no womo enso eho enkomo ewo eye budget ni mu a na chese 2.34 billion Ghana cedis and abayin at the Koyeda settlement no afei 20.69 billion and so omo edi ato say a interest payment for the first quarter of 2025 no also cover energy sector levy account eslano and afei independent power producers IPPS no so almost so edi enom and afei yebesan ahwe say parliament so omasa approve an academic 2023-2025 mini budget no yes 68.13 billion Ghana cedis na uchechemwa and no other Bama abayin edwumadi for the first quarter of 2025 no etimi akoso na same and projected revenue and grants for the 3 months period 42.58 billion Ghana cedis projected total revenue just say the first quarter no sika Ghana betimi enya and afei grants ahodo for the 3 months no our project say betimi do 42.54 billion Ghana cedis or they call GDP anymore represented 3.5% of the GDP gross domestic product na just said the and so on expenditure plan for the 2025 as part of the adventure in advance of the appropriation measure we and summer and also the Ababetuya approval no about joint committee on budget and finance no omo etrasina omo hwe say enema nyina enso atutoma na de etie enso enono na yenko yanim na fe yenhwe se de ensem no etia expenditure highlight no say ena etie compensation of employees menim se sitak for de nka ho dia 16 billion 462,828,490 no a compensation of employees 16 billion 462,828,490